attentive. When the chief priests, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. Pilate said to them, Take ye him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him. The Jews answered him, We have a law, and by our law he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was more afraid, and went again to the judgment hall, and said to Jesus, Where are you from? But Jesus gave him no answer. Then said Pilate to him, Speak thou not unto me. No, do you not know that I have the power to crucify you? I have the power to release you. Jesus answered and said, You could have no power at all against me, except it were given to you from above. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Jesus forth, and sat down in the judgment seat in the place that is called the Pavement, but in the Hebrew Gabbatha. And it was a preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour. And he said to the Jews, Behold your king. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said to them, Shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, We have no king but Caesar. Then delivered he him therefore unto him to be crucified. And they took Jesus and led him away. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of the skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him and 2 others with him, on either side, one with Jesus in the midst. And Pilate wrote a title, and put it on the cross, and the writing was, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. This title then read many of the Jews, for the place where Jesus was crucified was nigh to the city, and it was written in Hebrew, and Greek, and Latin. Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother, and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Cleopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus therefore saw his mother and disciple standing by whom he loved, he said to his mother, Woman, behold your son. Then he said to the disciple, Behold your mother. And from that very hour that disciple took her into his own home. After that, Jesus, knowing all these things were now accomplished, he therefore had received the vinegar and said, It is that the scripture might be fulfilled, saying, I thirst. Now there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his mouth. When Jesus therefore had received the vinegar, he said, It is finished. And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. And Jesus therefore, because it was a preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day, for that Sabbath day was a high day, besought Pilate that their legs might be broken, and that they might be carried away. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. But when they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs. But one of the soldiers with his spear pierced his side, and forthwith came out there blood and water. And he that saw it bare witness, and his witness is true. Glory